You said you're right now. You're in Columbia.
I'm from South Carolina.
Let me talk. I was just saying it's confusing.
Tyler.
You said right now.
We're getting conflicting
now,
stories.
I know. Right now,
Okay.
I am currently residing in Columbia, South Carolina, and
Incomplete sentence.
I speak in incomplete sentences all the time, you guys. Just work with me.
That's what.
And I love your outfit, dude. That guy, that kid. Yeah. So yeah, and I also run a production company, RDT Films, out of South Carolina as well.
They never hire me.
They never did. You know, he puts in his resume Tyler, and I keep telling him to put Brennan and Hia. We don't want Tyler, we want Brennan.
Okay, next time.
Next
Send you an email today.
That's what it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of people help. And that's what it is.
This is how it works in Hollywood, guys. They just make little arrangements like this, and then we hold them to it. And they do projects, so it's great. Speaking of projects, so Brennan, you've been doing non-stop stuff, right?
Non-stop stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been fortunate recently to have been like...
Right. To get back, well, obviously we all stopped for a while. So the world is a weird, different place. Welcome back, everybody, by the way.
Yeah!
Oh, I'm so happy you guys are here.
Yeah, Thanos' snap is worn off. We're all
Yes. I know, we're coming back together. We're all, this is fantastic, you know.
Yeah, no, thanks. I had coffee, like, things come my brain faster. I was in Vancouver recently filming a movie, so that's where I was. And then one of the weekends we were actually in Atlanta, so I was here a couple weeks ago finishing said movie. And then some stunt work, and just saw a commercial the other day. And now we're here with lovely people, so... Pretty good.
That's it. Always play to the audience. You guys are very good at Hollywood. No. No, it's pretty cool. I'm really glad you guys could join us today, this afternoon. So, yeah, it's pretty neat. So, you guys might have some questions for these guys. We'll go to those as time goes on. We'll get things going. We want to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk to these two and any other Red Rangers that might make an
May not
appearance
show up
here. You know, the universe is a dangerous, scary place right now, and they're out there saving the world. That's
Someone has to.
Yep.
Luckily, these two took time out of doing that. So.
Yeah, it's priorities. Yeah.
That's it.
Save the world, need time off to recover, save the world again.
Absolutely.
Recover again.
It's a kind of a weekly episodic thing. You know?
bit.
Save the world for half an hour. Take a
the whole
break.
summer off.
The whole summer.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
And then just give it off to somebody else.
Exactly. And then in 2 years, you're like, you're tired, and someone else does it.
Yeah. Move on. The next generation of Power Rangers.
And then sometimes you show up again. So.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that a little bit. So you did these Morpheus fantastic stuff. You passed the torch on to Dino Fury, which is current. That's going to be Dino Charge. And
It does get
great
confusing.
dinos out there.
Right?
But how was that for you? You finished the show, you wrapped the show, and now you're moving on. You see another Red Ranger.
Yeah, I think it feels like the same for everybody. I would imagine it's like we're here. We're filmed and they moved us and relocated us all the way to New Zealand. We're there for almost a year. And it's like, okay, bye.
It really is.
Next group.
Ceremonious.
Matter of fact, we want you guys to pass the torch. Really, I love how the great example, pass the torch. And it was weird this time because we didn't actually get to have a live reveal. We had, this time around, I hate this for the guys. Will was there. Will passed the torch. Ninja Steel passed the torch to Beast Morphers. Dino Charge passed it to Ninja Steel. And, we were able to do that virtually to Dino Fury. And those guys are great, too.
Hey, it's Austin.
All right, so yes. In walks in the man. Look at him.
The myth.
Look at him.
The legend. Look at that
legend.
beard.
Yes. Look at that walk.
Oh my gosh. Hey, so now we're doing the crossover episode again, because it's the 3 reps.
Guys, give it up for Austin St. John.
Yes.
Awesome.
This is what happens when you're late.
That's it, man. The power is on, unless it's off. There you go.
I think it was off. There you go. I got you.
That's the difference between
Save the day.
the difference between intergen
No
and
worries.
PowerPoint right there, friends. That's it. Good job. Austin, thanks for coming out. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Did it stop again?
It's always fun. Like, it just has to not work.
Yeah.
That's it. Awesome.
Check. I just have to project.
Awesome. Don't want to interrupt you guys' stories, but I'm glad to have a legendary Ranger here on the panel with us. Austin, it's great.
Yeah.
And the three of you, worked together fairly recently.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And Austin, there's a lot of people probably have a lot of questions for all three of you, but what was it like to come back?
Man, it was great. I mean, I've always been kind of picky about coming back. I never wanted to be the guy that's, you know, people are like, oh my God, he's back again. I always wanted to No, nobody knows who that is. I kind of wanted to come back and do something that I felt like was important, and it had to be written well towards the character Jason, and it had to be something that supported a team, because Jason was always, he was always about his team, and he was never the big flashy guy. He was always about letting everyone on the team be the amazing characters and the strong characters that they were. So I think when Chip Lynn reached out to me to come and do this for Beast Morphers, I said, send me a script, and he said, hell no. He said, but I'll send you a non-disclosure, and I still won't send you a script. And I said, well, you gotta give me something. And I got there, and I got to meet these guys,
and he almost left right after that. But we won it over in the end.
That's right, their cars were faster than mine, so. So I had a great time. New Zealand was great, the cast was great, the crew was great. It really took me back to 30 years ago, because I saw a bunch of young guys on one of the biggest shows in the world, and you know, sucking it up and trying to figure out what their place in the world was going to be. It was cool.
And we did jujitsu.
You started that.
We did. Yeah.
We rolled.
Yeah.
He taught me things. He's cool.
He bandaged my foot.
He's cool. He taught me things. There's always a Red Ranger Academy, right? Now, did you guys find that, like, was there like a camaraderie? Like, when you were there on the show, it was like these past Red Ranger, or was it just another day? I mean, it's funny to see you.
No, it was a camaraderie.
Yeah.
First of all, these guys is cast. They're something else. Dino Charge? No, Dino.
We got problems. That's what he's saying.
No, so it was great to see. It was great to see. No,
What do you mean by that exactly, Roy?
Well, you guys are just so freaking.
What? You're so freaking what?
They clowned around.
We have an After Dark panel in a couple of hours.
Oh yes, Rangers After Dark. That's the one you really need to be done for.
Leave the cameras at home.
No, but you guys just had fun all the time, and it's like we didn't get that opportunity.
You didn't have fun.
We did not have
Mixed
fun.
signals.
Are you saying you didn't?
I'm speaking riddles. You guys always have to follow me now. But no, like you guys just had fun, like constantly 24/7. I think whereas us in our season, production, we were like the kids for them. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we want to make sure that everything is taken care of these guys, and we want to make sure everything is just we stick to the schedule because we can get off task at the same time. So it was so refreshing to see these guys coming back, and it's like, oh, we know what to look forward to. We can get away with it. Yeah. You guys got away with
He was using us as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So we pushed the boundaries for you, and then you're like, well, it was fine when they were here.
Exactly.
Gotcha. You're welcome.
Man, I gotta tell you, he was amazing grace. My first day on set, because I was like, all right, it's been a while. I come walking on set, and we've got the scene where I step out of the thing, the portal. Thank you. I knew somebody would know. And, I stepped out of the portal, and I had like this. We had this whole brief exchange. 42 takes later, I finally got my damn line right. And he was like, he knew my line better than I did by the time it was over. He's like, and I'm like, nothing. And then I was fine. After that, I was good with the rest of the series. But man, that first day, I was like, I swear I've done 150 episodes in my life. I promise.
Dude, it was an exchange though. It was an exchange. And I tell the story all the time. I helped him out, but he helped me out first, right? So I hurt myself that day on second unit, and in comes Austin St. John.
I didn't even know this. No
Yeah.
one tells me anything.
No, dude, like
What did you
really. So I don't know what I did. I think I did like a roll, a kick on like a gigadrone or something like that.
So some kind of fight happened.
Some type of fight, and I end up like kind of rolling my ankle a little bit. So I'm sitting in the green room by myself, just anti-social rory. And in comes Austin, right?
St. John!
St. John! No, it's Jason. It's Jason for me. Immediately, in with your assistant. And then I'm like trying not to fangirl. And I always tell everybody, I don't know if anybody's ever asked you, dude, just like, you can ask them, I played it super cool. Super cool.
He only squealed a little bit. Just a little. He didn't squeal at all. I had no idea.
Oh, so what happens is I didn't know you had EMT training, dude. Or you are an EMT.
Which means he has training.
And, for the kids. And he bandaged, you diagnosed my foot, you examined it, man. You know, look for any abrasions or anything like that. And like, okay, this and this and that, this and this and that. You're talking to me using, you know, medical terminology. I have no idea what you're saying. And I'm just like, Jason, this. Do you remember, dude? Like, this is like a distinctive memory. And he's just bandaging my foot. And just like having casual conversations. Like, yeah, this and that. It's going to be a good day on set. This and this. Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, my
I
pleasure.
appreciate you.
I never told you how much your foot stomped, though.
Yeah, listen. Man.
That was.
Now, there's nothing I can say about that. It's just like, it just happens.
That's. Everybody has stinky feet on Power Rangers. Just.
Guys.
It's
Long
hard.
days.
And I think Reds are the worst.
Maybe.
I think we work them the hardest.
We do.
Yeah. They work us the hardest.
That's what it would be.
Yeah. 4 o'clock. Pickup time.
4 o'clock pickup time, 7 o'clock leaving out.
Yeah.
That's when we leave.
Work out during lunch.
He did.
That's what he does. That's what Brennan
I do. That's true.
But that's what makes Ranger fit guy. That's but one thing about Brennan, if you guys don't know this, he loves to exercise, and I don't just mean that as like
It's a
he's a really fitness guy. It's like your favorite hobby is to exercise, right?
Yeah, handstands specifically. Both of these guys, I have video. Both of them let me do handstands on them at different times.
Wow.
Because I actually have an album in my phone of trying to do a handstand on every Power Ranger I meet in some manner.
Wow.
And it's true. It's true. And so I don't know. You're on my TikTok. Doing
You're
handstands.
that guy
I don't know
on
if I
set,
put
huh?
ours up yet.
I was nervous doing ours, man. I'll be honest. So you can see it in my face.
No, you're fine. We'll do another one this weekend.
Oh, God.
Let us
No,
know
he's
so we
on
can
my
get the
back.
pics.
And I'm just holding him, hold it, Rory. You know, he's a bigger, small guy. You know?
Makes no sense.
He's a
Riddles,
big,
right?
small guy, yeah, that's
He's a
true.
big, small guy. He's lean. You're lean, but don't let the leanness fool you.
Gotcha.
Look at
I'm
his
dense.
arms.
I think he's saying I'm dense.
There you go. For the
Anybody
kids,
else
man, I have to
confused?
simplify it. And I'm just like, I hope that I don't, like, he doesn't break me. Because I look solid. So you see me, dude, it's all in my face in the video.
It's true. You can come by my booth. I can
He's
show
got
you.
good training.
Okay, I just checked.
All of it.
It's
all
funny
of it.
because all these handstands and stuff, like I see your photos all the time. And Walter and I, we used to do this constantly. And we would sit out on the floors and we would just start in like tripod and we'd press up in handstands and then we'd kick over to one arm and then we'd press back down. And then it was just like because Jackie Chan did the movie where he was doing handstand push-ups. So Walter and I were like, oh, we got this. And so we're like, we kept, you know, I don't remember what the numbers were, but they all ended eventually with just a big bruise on the forehead. But I mean, it's just crazy to see all the young guys still doing all the cool stuff.
Keep the legacy alive. Yeah.
Now, Austin, this is an interesting thing, and I've talked to a couple different people about this over the years of different social media. If they had Instagram and Facebook and Twitter the way they do now, when you were the Red Ranger, what do you think your Instagram would have looked like then, or the world for that matter? I know it's a weird question. We got to see it from different angles, you know, but...
I sat down with a professional marketing company. Well, I've sat down with several, but I just sat down with another one because I'm dumping about 20 grand into completely rebuilding my website. It's going to be 100% international. So whether you speak Hebrew, German, French, Dutch, Swahili, you can go onto the website, switch the language, speak to me in your language, and I can reply back to you in your language.
Very cool.
So it's going to allow me to reach everyone, finally. And so when I spoke to the team, they said, well, what are you doing to promote your social media? I said, well, I hate promoting social media because I call them my love me pages. Like you see everybody on there, here's me. God, I'm gorgeous. You know what I mean? Like that's what social media is. And the guys were like, you know, based on they pulled up the metrics for the show, 40 countries, 90 languages, 400 million viewers, and they said, you know, we speculate that if we got 1% market capture on all of these viewers around the world, you would be well over 100 million followers across Instagram and Facebook alone. And I just thought, thank God I'm not. I can't keep up with what I have. You know, I've got maybe 1 million altogether across my media. And you guys have a lot to talk about. I'm just saying, you guys are very opinionated about your shows. You know what you love. You know what you don't love. You know whether Jason and Kimberly or Jason and Trini should have done the you know what. You guys all have your opinion.
Hooks up.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't know if I could handle another 100 million of I told you that's wrong. Is Kimberly out yet? No, we never dated.
It was a TV show, if anybody forgot. But that was always it, right? That's it. That's but you would have handled it, I'm sure, just like anything.
I would have hired people to handle that.
Yeah, there you go.
And we're right here to his left.
The mantra of Mystery Science Theater. Just repeats
Well,
himself, it's just
how
a
about you guys? Does anybody out here have a question for any of our panel out there? If you do, I'm going to ask you to line up behind that person's camera right over there. I don't want to wave you out, but yeah, if you line up behind that camera over there, I'm going to come out with the microphone and talk to you guys. If anybody wants me to ask a question or say anything, or Rory do a dance for us, something. Yeah. I love it, guys. Yeah, go out there, line
Right
up
over
behind that camera if you would, just so that these guys, everybody can see. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Pretty cool. Love the turbo suit, man.
I know, right?
Hey guys.
See you guys in spaces.
So loud.
Love the Zenitsu out there.
Awesome. Hey, how are you? Good. Look at all these great people back here on set. I'm just kidding.
By the way, guys, if you come to any of our booths, I believe all three of us have the photo of all three of us from the crossover, and we're all at the same convention. So if you haven't seen that
This
photo,
is the time to
all
get
three
that
of us
picture.
Posing. It was this guy's idea when we were there.
What's your
So you can pick it up.
I actually just also, I did 3 books. I gave you one. But there's
He
a,
didn't
do
give me anything.
you remember that whole cast picture? Well, not you.
That's what I'm saying. I just-
You don't get one. He doesn't get one. We did the whole cast photo where we all did that selfie. So it's in the book, but I'm gonna put that out on 8x10 for all of us too.
Which was
So you'll be able to get the entire Beast Morphin crew and everybody. I just have to put it. You guys have to put it.
It's a really good book, you guys. It just has a lot of great pictures of just his journeys in New Zealand. Check it out. Go to his booth, man.
That's a good plug. It's a good
He
plug.
complains about not getting one, but he didn't come by.
He didn't come by. He's the first one
Rory
here.
stopped by.
First of all, I saw you, but we talked in the hallway. You weren't even at your booth yet.
Okay, so I'm just good for a quickie in the hallway.
Oh,
Got it.
I just couldn't wait to say hi again, and he wasn't even at his booth yet.
This is it.
Sorry.
We take 1 year off from conventions, and this happens when we get back together, gang. This is it. I love it.
It's so
fun.
good.
It's been a crazy year.
good.
We've
It
all
has
very
been.
pent up.
I'm glad you guys.
again.
It's so good to see. Give him a hand real quick, guys. Give those 3 a hand on stage. And then I'm going to move over to a few questions right here. Let's start right here, man.
So how does it feel to have like a legit like team up? You know, just a previous team, just meeting with the new folks and, you know, using the source material. How does it feel to have a legit team up again?
Using the source material they made the team up. It's been a while since they've done Ranger crossover. Cool ones like yours, at least. So love coming back,
This is my first one. You know, so,
but not the last.
but not the last.
Forever
Love
Red
that.
too.
Forever Red. But it's really good. You learn a lot from, like I said before, just you learn a lot from the veteran seasons, and each of them had their own experience with filming Rangers, so you get to learn about how their experience was. You know, what Austin, you were in LA filming, filming in Auckland. So it's just good to see the whole legacy and everybody's selective selective lives that they had while filming or while like living their Ranger time. This is really good to see.
That's a great answer. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
This question is for Austin. On your website, can you ask questions in different languages, like fictional Huttese or Klingon elf?
Are you going to cater to the Klingons, Austin?
Yeah, of course. So what we're working on right now is I'm going to end up pulling down. I think we've got 150 languages coming. So Farsi, Hindu, Pashto, Bengali, you know, Spanish, French, Dutch, German. I mean, really a whole lot. I don't have the list memorized, but I'll make sure that we can add Klingon if that's what's needed.
You would be able to respond in those languages as well?
What languages do you speak?
Right now, just English, but
So I think you're doing a good job with it.
yeah.
All right, so you'll be okay. I'm good.
Phenomenal job. More phenomenal job.
Hi guys,
Hi.
Hello.
my question's for all of you. Do you have any favorite on-set moments when doing the team-up episode?
Absolute favorite moments.
Yeah.
So, okay, for me, there's a moment where, I wish Jazz was here. So there's a moment where we're, He is the spirit right here, my left-hand guy. So there's a moment where we were doing that last scene and we're all saying goodbye to each other. And we're jumping off the ledge and we're jumping in the portal, right? So it was so funny because everybody had their jumps and just jumping out. I didn't even get it. They gave Jazz a hard time. So Jazz, he does this like little kick up.
Please.
Okay, so Jazz does this little, out to the portal, right? And so it was so funny because they gave him such a hard time about it. But if you look at everybody else, everybody does something.
Yeah, I didn't go to the portal in that
wasn't
episode
me.
because it was my dimension. So you guys left.
We left.
Yeah.
We jumped through the portal.
Yeah, I didn't jump.
through the portal. So that was one of those memorable moments.
I remember asking them if they let me do a dive roll. They're like, Austin, no. I'm like, come on, dive through, why not?
Do you guys remember all the sheep? Like the herd of sheep that appeared? We had to stop filming because like hundreds of sheep decided to run behind us. We're all doing the roll call to morph to fight Goldar Maximus.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like hundreds of
yeah,
sheep.
seriously. Like Gavi filmed it and was like narrating all the sheep running by. So that was one of my favorite parts. And then they cut a part where I was like, okay, Tyler and Shelby are still a couple, I imagine, right? And obviously Shelby wasn't there, but like in suit after. So I was like trying to like put my arm around Shelby at the end, like in suit, to like show that we're still together. But they cut that, so like you don't actually see us like connected. I tried.
You got a girlfriend?
I'm married.
Jason never got a girlfriend.
Oh, you mean on the show? Yeah.
Kevin either, man. I'm like the only one.
Billy had like 8. I mean, come on.
Billy.
I'm all about supporting the smart guys and the school nerd, but 8? Like 8, Zach, like he, as popular as he was, he had like 46 tries, and still he got shot down all the time. But he had tries. Like it wasn't until the Gold Ranger I got Emily, and they're like Emily would bat her eyes at me, and I'm like, oh. And then nothing until the end of the last episode was Gold Ranger, and we go walking off down the beach, and I got my arm around her, like that's as close as Jason ever got. Like everything they ever taught me about being the hunk was a lie.
We'll flesh it out in the comic books.
Maybe. I kissed Trini in the comic books.
You did?
Yeah, Trini and I got together.
I believe in that.
And that's who I would have dated. Trini all day long.
You guys ready for another?
Here we go. Imagine dating a girl who's like, guys, on my hair. Guys, one of you, raise your hand if even maybe. I'm telling you, she's only cute for a second.
Don't worry, I'll explain to you.
Anyway, all right, moving on.
All right, let's go on. Here we go.
Woof, 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 woof.
Yeah!
That's one of the languages.
That's right. That's dog pound right there.
All right. First of all, just want to say thank you for being who you are as Power Rangers. Been watching ever since the beginning. Austin St. John all the way to and through Beast Morphers. So kind of my life is right there with you guys. My main question is for you, Mr. OG. Did you, in your wildest dreams, think that Power Rangers would be where it is today from when you first donned the Red Ranger outfit? And then what would you tell your younger self actually wearing the outfit, having known that?
It's getting all deep. I never thought the show was going to get picked up. I read the first script for the pilot, and I thought, well, this is all we'll be filming because the network is never going to pick this up. I was wrong. I think had you told me back then that 30 years from now, I would be talking to you guys and hearing about how the show impacted you from my generation to, 900 plus episodes now? 30 years. You realize how many shows? There aren't that many. You've got like Star Trek, who, they're not even filming anymore, but they're moving into 5 or 6 generations. Star Wars, they've been around. But they're not filming anymore. Even they're done again. And then, Beavis and Butthead, they've been around 25, 30 years. But there are not that many shows with the legs that that our show has. So we are the world's only most popular live action television show. And that's because each of our generations, we provide something to each of you, regardless of what character it was that you guys identify with. So, did I have that vision at 18 when I got hired? Nope. But I tell you what, I wouldn't change it for the world, and I couldn't be more proud of what myself, my team, and all these other teams have done since then.
Excellent question.
Excellent answer. Yeah.
There you go. I think we're going to have a couple more minutes here. Yeah, so we got time for a few more questions.
Hey guys.
Can I ask you real quick, what are you wearing?
SPD, Doggy Kruger, Shadow Ranger.
Of course, Brendan.
Okay, I'm
Well, the head
fired.
is different.
Yeah, you know Doggy Kruger, SVD. But yeah, the head is actually fursuit.
Okay.
Master.
Cool.
Yeah.
Crossover.
Yeah, furry Power Ranger crossover. Yeah.
Dig it.
Awesome, man. It looks good. It looks hot. Like really warm.
I'm just sweating looking at you.
As a professional mascot, I know the feeling for what you guys do.
Well, there you go. Cool, man. All right, let's do it.
Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to be here and everything. I don't really have a question. I just had something I wanted to share with you guys. I'm 27 years old and I've been with the franchise since I was a child, like pretty much everyone here. Started with Austin all the way through to, I have 2 children now and they're all into it. And I got into martial arts through Power Rangers and I fell in love with film through Power Rangers, and through that I just recently got accepted to film school.
Congratulations.
Giving me that love for martial arts, that love for film, and I just wanted to say, thank you because I'm truly indebted to you guys. I really appreciate it.
So you know what a big industry the film world is here in Atlanta, right?
I do.
Atlanta, Baton Rouge. I just released another film I did with John Schneider in Baton Rouge called Tres Leches. So I know it's not a dessert. It's a So for those of you who like a rated R comedy, you can check it out on John Schneider Studios. But or just go to my social media, scroll down, you'll see all the links, you can find it. But the point is, he runs his own studio. He's got his own property, his own ranch. So if you're in film school and you have the talent, you need to reach out to guys like John Schneider, hit him up on his social media. He hires all kinds of new guys with talent. And tell him I sent you. And tell him what you got, whether you start as a PA or whether wherever you start. Like Chip Lynn, who was the executive producer on the show when I came back and filmed, was a PA. He was a coffee getter when I started on the show. All he did was go and get stuff for everybody. So, just get started.
I actually did just get a job as a PA and as a props guy on a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film.
Ahead of the game.
There you go. There you go. Good job, man. Go for it.
Thank you guys, I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for your
And make the magic. Create that magic that you saw in Power Rangers in your features. That same feeling. You do that.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you guys.
That's good advice.
You guys want to hear one of my favorite sayings? Okay, I'll tell you.
Please tell
Yes,
us.
I wasn't going to wait for you to tell me no. Maya Angelou, who was on Sesame Street, I grew up watching her, and she was one of my favorite people ever. She was just like that warm grandma, like that grandma everybody wanted, with the warm cookies and just warm, gushy feeling. That's how she made me feel as a little kid. And one of the things she said is, people will forget what you say, people will forget the things that you do, but they will never forget how you make them feel. So that's the magic behind the film industry. It's how you make people feel. Show up on time, make people feel good, and you're going to be popular.
Nice.
Well, I do have one question for Brennan. Like earlier when you said that you done doing handstands on every Power Ranger. Like, which Rangers have you done handstands on?
Many.
Couple hands up, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
we're getting to
haven't
the
you?
point where it's easier to say which ones have I not done the handstands on. I basically, there's a couple I think at this con I haven't yet. I don't think I've done one on the whole Time Force cast yet. But we'll get there.
We're not going to talk about how his wife feels about this.
Handstand! Okay, they're just acrobatic things, sir.
Acrobatic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know, I just like handstands. It's just kind of like, to be fair, in my audition for Power Rangers, did they make you guys do physical, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, guess what I did in mine? Yeah, handstands. I did handstands. And guess what? I got the job. So.
Must have done something right, buddy. Awesome.